I want you to think about this. When you start a fire, the fire starts to burn, right? So the fire starts to burn, and then what do you have to do? Sometimes you start fanning the flames when they start going out, for example, right? If you got enough wood, you fan the flames, make the flame bigger. If you don't have enough wood, you pile on the wood. What's up, everybody? It's time for another Average Mindset Monday. And listen, we got a championship game today. We got Georgia, we got TCU playing each other, right? And so I just wanted to take the time because when you think about championship teams, whether that's sports, whether that's at work, whether that's a championship family, like these two things I'm going to give you today are very pivotal in that. And so before I even get into it, I'm just going to be real with y'all. They are simple. They can change your life, but they're not going to be something to where you're like, oh my God, the research and the data, what science is behind this? Like, it's not going to be anything like that. And so I just want you to think about that because there are two things that you don't have to have groundbreaking talent for or groundbreaking skills and these types of things to be able to get there. So I'll hop right into it though. So number one, it has to be, and championship teams do this, they know how to create their own momentum. They don't wait for a win to happen and then a friend celebrates them or somebody donates to a program or somebody gifts you. I see all the time in the post, if you post this, you'll get $20,000. Yeah, that's cool. But in reality, you're not going to get the $20,000. You need to create the momentum to go get the $20,000, right? Championship level teams and performance create their own momentum. What does that mean though? That means when they're in the mud, when they're stuck, when stuff's not going right, they know how to identify opportunities to build them up and get them out the mud, right? Think about it. And I was talking to somebody about this the other day about like this lobster theory. When lobsters fight each other, and this is random facts for y'all today, when lobsters fight each other, the winner continues to grow bigger. They stand up straight, back straight, shoulders back. They have a posture to themselves as if they've won, right? Now, obviously, the lobster is not going to get momentum, and it's like, hey, I can control water, and he's not like the last airbender in water. He's not that. The loser starts to curl up. The posture starts to get bad. Like the next fight, they're more likely to lose based on that is science for you. Based on science, they're more likely to lose than they are to win. And so if you see the contrast in that, they're able to find the win because not all lobsters are just losers for the rest of their life. Not all winners are just winners for the rest of their life. You have to figure out how to pull yourself into that. That could be doing something right at work. That could be achieving a promotion. That could be giving 120% on a particular day and you feel really good about yourself. That could be going to the gym when you didn't feel like going to the gym. That could be spending time with your kids when you didn't feel like spending time with them today necessarily. But hey, I'm going to do some homework with you. I'm going to go play outside with you, something like that, right? They find a way to create momentum that allows them to continue to win, right? In these particular cases, if we're talking about football, they try to find a turnover. They try to beat a team that they said that they weren't supposed to beat. Shout out to TCU because a lot of people said they were going to lose, right? They try to do things to get themselves on the right path. And then they say, hey, win after win after win after win after win starts to pile up. And then all of a sudden momentum is created. But the thing is, they were able to get it from the muck, from the mud, from the nowhere. Like it's not going to pop out of thin air and be like, here's this momentum sitting here and I can just grab it, right? That's not how it happens. Look for the opportunity in your life and the thing that you're trying to do that's going to create the momentum for you. Right? I told you it's not groundbreaking. So the second part, right? It is taking the momentum and knowing how not to mess it up. Groundbreaking, right? Taking the momentum and knowing how not to mess it up. So here's what I mean. you found your habits, you found your momentum, you're moving towards it. I'll use like exercise, for example, right? You've been going to the gym 5 days a week, Saturday hits, and then you say, hey, I want a large shake, I want a pizza, I want candy, I'm gonna eat tacos, I'm gonna eat all this bad food because I need to celebrate because for 5 days during this week, I went to the gym. And then you just expect yourself to go back into the mode where, hey, I've been disciplined, right? If you've been spending time with your kid and you say, hey, I've played with my kid Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, Friday is my off day. And then all of a sudden, Monday comes back around and then you say, nah, don't worry about it today. I can't do it. You've messed the momentum up, right? Continue your momentum. If you're at work and you've been like, hey, I've been head down grinding, I've been giving 120% every single day, and then because you did it for 1 week, the very next week you come in and say, whoo, I'm tired, I can't really give you 120%. You messed your momentum up. It's the same thing in business. It's the same thing in life. It's the same thing for championship level teams. That's why they perform at the level that they perform, because once they start to move in that direction, they know how to keep it going, right? I want you to think about this. When you start a fire, the fire starts to burn, right? So the fire starts to burn, and then what do you have to do? Sometimes you start fanning the flames when they start going out, for example, right? If you got enough wood, you fan the flames, make the flame bigger. If you don't have enough wood, you pile on the wood. You put something on it for the fire to continuously go. Now, you don't want to pour gas on it because then you just burn everything up. You don't want to pour some type of accelerant on it because everything's just going to blow up on you. But you have to consistently get there, right? And even when you're building it up, see, this is a real life correlation. And I just thought about it as I'm making the video right now. Real life correlation, as you're building the fire up, you don't just pour a whole bunch of wood on there and then just take one match, drop it in there and be like, whoa, boom. Now we have fire. No, you take bits of things that can start a fire that's going to catch on to the bigger things that are going to keep your fire going, that are going to move on to bigger things that are now your big logs are on fire. And now you have something sustainable. And the only thing that you have to do from there is just put wood back on it or fan the flames to make sure that the flames are still hot. I want you to think about that in your life. See, I told y'all nothing groundbreaking, but y'all remember the number one goal is to become someone that other people can count on. That's your Average Mindset Monday. Y'all have a great week.